Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Say When. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. For I am the Lord your God. Isaiah 43:2 and 3. You just had to love the guy, because he was always failing, forgetting, or the butt of every joke. Charlie Brown. He is still one of my all-time favorite cartoon characters, but the poor guy gets some pretty tough breaks. For Halloween, he spends all night trick-or-treating, and every single person at every single house gives him a rock. At the end of the night, he just has a big sack full of rocks. Or how about the infamous sickly Christmas tree he picks out, and he becomes the laughingstock of the pageant. He never gets invited to parties. He can't even grow any hair. Poor kiddo, nothing ever works out for poor old Charlie Brown. But he was a cartoon. Stacy is not. She is my real-life Charlie Brown friend that just randomly has bizarre bad things happening to her all the time. Stuff that just doesn't normally happen to other people. There was the day she was walking through the camping section at Walmart, and out of nowhere from a top shelf, a giant cooler suddenly fell directly onto her head and gave her a concussion. Then there was a time she was a bridesmaid at a wedding and her dress caught on fire. Imagine. Most horrible of all was the night she was home alone, and the police called to tell her that someone was making calls to them from inside her house. She was terrified. It turned out to be the wrong number, but of course it would happen to her. When really and truly bad things happen to us, the kinds of things that aren't funny at all, we wonder if God shouldn't stop them somehow. Didn't he say he would? Not according to today's verse. It talks about several pretty difficult situations, such as passing through a river or walking through fire. But do you notice what word keeps occurring throughout? God doesn't say if those bad things happen. He says when. He knows bad things are going to happen. It's a guarantee because we live on a sinful earth. However, God also wants us to realize that when the bad times do come, as they most certainly will, He will be there for us. The bad times won't overcome us. We'll make it through. And why? Because He's our God. He's bigger than all of the big bad things that can happen at any time, including today. May God bless you today.